What? Okay. So apparently there's a T rank, which is higher than S rank. Because I think I full comboed the song, which is not that surprising. I could basically play every instrument in Rock Band on Expert, so getting a second chance to fix my one mistake meant I just did the entire song 100%. But I guess I also got a T rank on however many points and so on too. And part of that was probably the fact that apparently, you know that part where Lancer springs the green goo out by tunneling through the level? You can actually walk through the entire tunnel he went through, and it gives you a room full of coins. It's not that remarkable. I felt bad that I wasn't recording, but it's just another room full of coins. I was like, oh yeah, I guess if you go through the tunnel that he made, it would lead you somewhere. So I was happy to find that. I got a T rank, which might do something, so I'm recording now. Damn. Interesting. Finally, the game show is over. I think this is probably it though. Yeah. I gotta get through to the actual lobby again before anything changes, I think. Okay, we're back. Let's do a save. Save. There we go. I can get to keep my progress. Alright, it's like, is there a freaking tea room? No one gets inside Mr. Tennant's orders. Seems pretty suspicious to me. Presses buttons, fight him? Wait. Mr. Tennant said that if anyone wants to fight, don't fight him. You and me are pals, got it? Now smile. Dang. Presses buttons. You play with his chest like bongos. I mean, goals, but... Hey, hands off the merchandise. Hands off the merchandise, is how he pronounced it. Achoo. What? He sneezed me into the outsides. Can I go there? Oh, hello. In the once upon a time, there was a land like purple cliffs, a frozen waste, watery basin, a metal desert. But this theater was built upon that, and it grew. Oops. Not everyone liked the change, some people left. Of course, that was in the days of the black and white. I thought that was the second fight with them or something. Ooh, smile. Because I think I said that I've recruited 1 out of 2 of them. What happens, happens. I think I fit in just fine, don't I? Kris, tell me this bozo he's got nothing to worry about. You know, I'm a bit worried. Ain't Pippin's originally from Card Castle? I'm just guy turned to stone. I ain't sure what I'd do. How long has he been here that you're this bonded to each other, but he hasn't turned to stone yet? Seems like it's not a real threat at some point. Still barely understand what that part even means. It's super fun. I see. It's all well and good if you feel that way. Old man Tennant's gotta have someone appreciate him, I suppose. I didn't mean to, skip the dialogue. Oops. I got a little too used to pressing Y to get through all of the episode again, because I had to replay all of it. Alright, please tell me about my rank. You're in a T rank, you're a star. This means you can use door A, B, and C. We also recommend checking out our star changing room. Is there a T rank? That's the rock song one. We've done that before. But this one's just a tribute. You gotta believe me. They keep not coming in with me. A T rank on board too. Please enjoy our luxury facilities. And it's the saddest room of them all. Dustin makes me feel good. Can I look like this? Can I dream like this? Is there a tea room? I don't know if there is a tea room or not. I already know about this back room. I guess I'll just do that part now. Which will take a bit. Help! Okay, so I'm back in the thing and I hadn't quite gotten to the locked door from earlier before, but I found that one mysterious tree that makes them all go fun lights in the base world. You can break it with your sword. So that's what I'm doing now, apparently. Phew! Finally, some peace and quiet. I wonder if they even like the game. I'm trying my best to make it fun, but here and there, strange things are showing through. Oh, why did I base it off this stupid old thing? How are you in here? What does this even mean? Kris, oh Kris, if you could just smile, laugh, tell me I'm doing something right, please. What the? I hear footsteps. No good. I need to make my getaway. Oh. I didn't get to murder him. Now what will I do with myself? Well, interesting. I'm just poking around because I realized I never went around the left side of the island. I got kicked out, so I didn't really get to fully explore my own will. Some of my struggles with this episode of the game has been a lot of point of no returns and being kicked out of things where I'm like, no, let me look at the thing. Ah, damn it. They make you sail for a long time. I haven't been in here yet, have I? Go to Northern Light. Huh. That's even kind of interesting just because we know that, like, oh, where's this? Go to Northern Light. It's kind of interesting just knowing that, like, all the other doors you go into, except for these kind of secret ones, I guess, they normally, send you back to the first spawn door again. This is what a lawnmower mini game was. Nope. They'll say that. They made sure it's a findable little message, but I never found it the first time, funnily enough. Alright, let's get up there. And open that door that I couldn't open the first time. Because it kicked me out. Which was rude. And I shan't be forgiving it anytime soon. They make it a long enough number of screens that you really are just like, you have to be committed. You're like, are you sure you want to go there? Really gonna keep going? And of course I will. Open. Unlocked with the ice key. Do I become higher or level now? Eh. Familiar sound. Oh. Oh. There's a penguin blocking me. Ow. So I take it I once again need to hit like level 4 weapon again, like last time. Oh. I'm not strong enough. This is like an actual little Zelda dungeon. What is up with the level of secret in this game? I don't remember the other chapters being quite like this. Although I know that chapter 2 has like a genocide route kind of thing, which didn't seem to be as much a thing in the other chapters. So I guess that's side content, technically. Follow the white cloak. I remember being tempted to try that out, but I was also wondering if I should, like, wait for the whole game to come out before I try to split the playthrough into multiple routes, because I'm like, how do I deal with that? I also never played the fucked up route in the original Undertale. Or maybe I'll do that at some point. I don't know if anyone cares anymore a decade later to see another Genocide route playthrough. Ow. The forbidden path began with ice magic. Oh. Max experience. The forbidden path began with ice magic. That takes a while to kill. What? Wait, it's following me now. Do I want it to? Oh. Confusing, okay. I've always had some level of reaction where I kind of thought that, like, I don't know, not doing the Genocide route was like almost like playing the game correctly in a way. Like, it's all there, obviously, but like you're judged for doing it in a way, and it's like the very act of even trying to do it is probably framed as being wrong, essentially. Is this a different layout than the way in? But I recognize that does make me sound like I'm talking about this in terms of, like, pick up the line makes me feel bad for playing it. You can't judge me. It's not my choices, and so on, or The Last of Us, and so on. Which isn't necessarily what I mean. There's always been kind of a vibe where it felt like it made sense not to do it. But I probably should have. When you get down to it, I don't think any of my playthroughs of any of the Undertale and Deltarune games have been actually all that popular. It just like retroactively is made funny by the fact that I kind of on a whim made an Undertale song my credits song on the channel. So you would think that I had this huge identity on the channel, but actually, like, while Undertale was such a huge deal on YouTube, actually probably still is, but it's been a huge deal for so many people. It is like completely unremarkable for me as a playthrough, because it's just the fact that I think it's neat, and some level of. There was the interesting bit of like how I accidentally went on a hiatus for years in the middle of the pacifist playthrough. That might have been part of why I was less inclined to do another playthrough, was that I had already made the mistake of taking so long to do that one. At the time, I had the editing instinct to try to make the playthrough more bearable, too. Because I'm like, well, it's going to be so much repetition of what I already did, because I did the neutral run playthrough first, so if I do the Genocide run, it's like, how much repetition am I cutting out there? There ironically might be less repetition. I assume that if they follow me somewhere, that's the way to go, because they only follow me sometimes past the middle part, so it's like a little Lost Woods puzzle. Kind of a long one so far. It's kind of one of the places where playing blind bites me in the ass, is that the only reason that struggle even happened was because of the fact that I got the neutral route the first time I played Undertale, because I specifically killed Toriel and only Toriel, who is the tutorial on how to not kill people to some extent. but is just confusing enough and offers just enough resistance to the spare mechanic also that it feels like she's not going to let you go. It does feel like, and I think a lot of people kill her for this reason, that she's kind of introducing you to the idea that you can spare everybody, but she feels stubborn enough that it feels like the game's doing a thing, essentially, and it's like you have to kill her to leave, essentially. But that messes you up. That locks you into the not bad route, but a different route. Ice key was used up. Oh. She was used up. Oh. Ice magic. Is that a reference to Christmas? What was her name again? Well done. Because last game had a girl named Christmas, right? Or her last name was Christmas, I think. Her whole family. And you kind of escorted her throughout the game. And I think you can corrupt her with a genocide route, essentially. But what I found interesting is that it stood out. I think she wore a white coat, and that was somebody in a white coat with their hood up, using ice magic. So I think that might have been referencing that, and it used her up. And we're 2 chapters deep, so this is the second chapter of the behind the scenes, and it's featuring something that's from Deltarune chapter 2. I wonder if the behind the scenes weird bit of chapter 1 representing from chapter 1? Well done. You found my secret hiding place, but there's nothing here, is there? You got the shelter key. Oh, you found that too. Is this Gaster? Is this a Gaster reference? Perfect, just perfect. Thanks for all your hard work, Kris. You were used up. Oh. Huh. Okay. Yeah, for a tiny bit of context, I'll say this wrong, honestly. It's hard to keep track of. Undertale had like a kind of a non-character named Gaster that had an extremely low chance of spawning. That's, from my perspective, clearly a Yume Nikki reference, because in Yume Nikki, there's this one bedroom you walk into, and it has like a 1 in 100 chance of spawning a spooky face with a slash down it that looks melty and so on. So in Undertale, you get a seed number when you make your game, and you don't necessarily know which seed you're on, but it adds certain randomized elements that slightly change your playthrough sometimes in really rare circumstances. And one of them is that in a certain spot, I think Gaster will show up, which is a similarly like, it's like a white mask with a line through it. Looks a little melty, just like the one in Yume Nikki, but because people don't necessarily know Yume Nikki, they mostly associate Gaster with Sans and Papyrus, seemingly, because they think it's another skeleton person, maybe. But it's like, I think it's supposed to be one of the people that worked for the kingdom and did nasty little experiments and probably knew Alphys or something. For 99% of normal players, just not a character. You have no idea who that is, basically. I had no idea who Gaster was, and I've known about Undertale for a decade, but I just don't engage with like the overall, like the fandom and the weird theory stuff and fanon and interpretation and theorizing and all that, like kind of level of like post-game theory, FNAF obsession kind of audiences. It's neat. You can have little hints to things and so on, but don't know what that stuff is. But there's a video by Super Eye Patch Wolf that's very interesting in this context because it breaks down a bit just how many alternate universes there are for Undertale before Deltarune even came out. And I don't mean alternate universes in canon, but like fan AUs. People made so many AUs that they made AUs to the other AUs because they kind of just, frankly, we're a bunch of young people obsessing over a relatively small, popular indie game. And the game we got was all we had for years. So if you were in that fandom, there was no new stuff coming out as far as the actual game goes. It was just finished all in one go. It was done before you knew it existed, basically. So in hiatus brain or whatever, these fandoms will really obsessively go over every little detail, make a billion fan animations, make fan AUs, and so on. So Deltarune is interesting because it might be on some level a response to the fandom of Undertale, and some of it I'll get and some of it I won't get, but it's interesting to know that there's a billion fandoms, there's a billion AUs of Undertale, and then Deltarune is coming out in the context of those already existing, and Toby Fox obviously being well aware of that part of the fandom. And so Toby Fox's follow-up to Undertale is an anagram of Undertale. The title of it is an anagram, but I think the entire game to some extent is meant to be metaphorically an anagram of Undertale, essentially. And my understanding is that there's like a shed, there's like a shelter, that's like a suspicious door that would kind of like the one from Disco Elysium that you can never open. There's a door like that in Deltarune, which people have really obsessed over during hiatus brain, because Deltarune Chapter 1 came out, and then like 1 or 2 years later Deltarune Chapter 2 came out. Then it took like 4 years or something for Chapter 3 to come out, and 4, which came out together and were timed to come out with the Switch, which might have been part of why some of it took so long. The Switch 2. But the audience has been obsessing over it ever since, in a way where it's like, well, where my memory has been fading, the audience has been like working themselves up into a frenzy over this stuff. This also happened a lot during the Sherlock fandom after season 2 came out, and it was a long wait for season 3 to come out, and they had just like had the protagonist of Sherlock fake his death and so on, which people should know already because that's just a thing from the original books and so on. The fandom got really whipped up to a frenzy and hits peak during that period too, during that hiatus. Hiatus does interesting things to fandoms sometimes. I've even seen versions of that, in that we have a tabletop RPG channel called Knoll Playing Games, GNOLL is how you spell Knoll, where we do like little furry visual novel style tabletop RPG sessions, and we've had a lot of fun with that, and it's actually turned out shockingly well. We have a lot of good art, but good character arcs and some good moments throughout. And it's been interesting having a Discord open for that, because you'll see the fandom kind of like continually to think about the character. They'll continue to think about the characters and work on them and kind of work out different dynamics for them, and sometimes get off mark from the creator's vision of the characters and so on, but they will keep picking at them for months after the actual thing is over, and keep kind of thinking about it and making fan art and iterating and so on. So it's very interesting to me having that bit of context, even though I wasn't deep into it, and knowing that all that existed, that feels like it informs Deltarune's existence and part of why it exists the way it does and what it's going for. And here it seems like it might be following up on a relatively obscure fandom thing that might not make sense to other people, but is huge fan service to specific people. And so people have been theorizing that the shelter is where Gaster is, which is a character from Undertale. And since just the literal characters from Undertale are in this game, even though they have different memories and histories and so on, he might be here, and he might be in that shelter. And I guess we'll find out, but I just got the shelter key. But the question is, will I use the shelter key to open that shelter? Because stuff we get in these video games enters my real inventory too, somehow. Even though we have levels of meta here where I'm playing Kris, who rejects my agency and pulls the heart out of themselves, and so on, to reject the fact that I controlled them. But Kris is also playing a game, and Susie was playing with the controllers about who has agency from person to person. So they're once again fucking with agency. They're being playful and subtle about it and not really like calling attention to it, but they're once again playing with agency and who controls who. And there is like a sort of upsetting subtext to Susie and us swapping who controls who and so on in that context, when I'm already somebody Like when Kris says, yeah, go ahead, Ralsei, who cares? Yeah, you can have a turn controlling me. Kris isn't the one saying that. I am. I'm making Kris say that Ralsei has permission to control Kris in the game, which is probably it's probably upsetting to Kris, given that Kris rejects my control over them and rips it out in a rather painful-looking sequence at the end of each chapter, I think, if I remember correctly. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I end up going to the shelter in the overworld after the chapter's over, or if I end up going to the shelter in this screen, like maybe in the chapter 3 simulated version of the background stuff. Maybe we'll go into that. And if that does happen, what's interesting to me is I picked up on the idea that the second act version, we're about to do the third chapter, the third act of this game show, the third episode or whatever, third round, but we're in chapter 3 of the video game. And so I'm wondering if I'm noticing that parallel, and I noticed that I just played stuff that paralleled parts of chapter 2 of Deltarune, which I'm surprised I picked up on because it's been ages. Does that mean that if I get in here and I S rank round 3 and I play this game again, is it going to then foreshadow or riff on some element of this chapter that I'm currently playing? Adding like a fourth screen meta layer to this episode that's already a bunch of meta layers of strange shit happening? I don't know. But it is imaginative and fun. This is just a kind of wild thing to see play out. Can I open the manhole yet? It won't open. I wonder if the manhole's connected to this overall topic. I imagine it might open when I do everything else, or maybe I can return to it later in the game. Kris, how are the games? Just your liking? What? So I'm backstage with you? No, Kris, I was back here on security the whole time. Tennant's really starting to stick that nose of his around, though. Which he does have, despite being a television. Sorry, but I think we're gonna have to make the next one the last one. So there is a chapter 3, so I better S-rank the next one too. Or T-rank it, apparently. His faces are wild. He's like a little too real and expressive. It's like a handsome face meme or something. Want to know about the Rude Buster? Sure. Even though I already got it. Pretty nifty, huh? One of the stars fell down. Can I grab it? Nope. Huh. Since S rank gave me that, I thought that maybe getting a T rank would do something. Hey, Kris, you're back. Dude, Ralsei, Kris is back. Huh? Oh, oops. Sorry, I got wrapped up in playing an RPG. Yeah, just walking around and not fighting anything. Sorry, we can get going now. They just don't do any encounters. Nah, I'm like, good. Is there a tea room? And I got the cooler. Oh my god, I have so many points. Exec buffet was added to your storage. Is that a consumable? I don't see it. Oh, was that a storage though? So I might have just spent all that just to get a consumable? Which is a bit less exciting. Can't go that way. Yeah, I guess maybe there's no tea room. I just get to feel really cool. All right, a new day after the chaos of bouncing between all that other stuff, and I don't know, figure how to edit all this at some point. Hopefully I didn't forget anything when I had to replay stuff, because I had to replay the entire episode just to get my rank up to then change that outcome there. But now my goal should be to play day 3 and S rank that, probably, to get the third part of the NES game to also work out, I assume? We gotta tell Tenna this is the last game. Okay. Yeah. Hey, Tenna? What do you mean? Then make the air holes bigger. What do you think I'm paying your electricity bill for? And how are they not here yet? The lighteners are gonna get bored. If that purple girl finds out about this, it's all over. What are you talking about? Susie, Kris, Susie, Susie, sweetheart, hey, what's the trouble? What was with that phone call? Oh, that. Oh, no, I can't believe you, heard. We were, just planning a special surprise game for you. You, didn't hear what it was, did you? Nah, I gotta go, actually. Oh, she looks so sad. She's being manipulated. Man, there's nothing that pisses me off more than people who don't tell you the whole deal. You mean Tenna? Yeah, I don't know what, but he's hiding something. Let's go take a look around, Kris. Are they gonna come with me now? Nope. I thought they would come with me, because apparently we're gonna look around, so I thought I would show them what they don't know yet. And you were behind the curtain all along. In the once upon a time, there was a land like purple cliffs, a frozen waste, watery basin, a metal desert. But this theater was built upon that, and it grew. I think that's what they said last time. That's creepy. You can't leave. Am I supposed to just walk onto the stage and that's it? Well, I don't know if there's much of anywhere else to go at the moment. No next board until we figure out what's going on. Okay. The door that you block? No one gets inside. Mr. Tenna's orders. Fight him. Alright, I give. I'm ticklish. Just be out of here quick, got it? I thought I tried pressing his buttons before. Maybe I was just waiting for this moment. Where the heck is this? Kinda cold in here. It's like Dust Bunny televisions. 3 screens? Goodness me. A console and TV. It won't turn on. It's a door with the parental lock system to prevent the viewing of R-rated movies. Oh. Fuck. Wrong combination. Oop. It's the orb you grab in vampire survivors to make all the experience suck into you. It's a game console, but there are no... Huh? Kris, where'd you get that controller? Look at me go. Oh, yeah, I hate grass. Ah. Oh, weird. 1, 2, 3. Of course. Where'd you get that sword? That's pretty badass. Can't believe that that's the fucking code. Unless it's out of order? No. 2, 1, 3. I feel like that was close, but you know, it's 2, 1, 3. You have to pay attention to the order that the rooms were connected in and the logic of the game as opposed to the screens. You entered the numbers knowingly. Kris? Says now seems like a good moment. We haven't really been able to discuss much for a while. I wonder if you should ask Susie how she's doing? Ask Ralsei how he's doing. Huh? How I'm doing? Those games are a lot of fun, weren't they? I've never played such a game before. I kind of got so wrapped up. I accidentally forgot about everything for a moment. It's okay to take it easy. Kris, you're always so kind. Anyway, those games are fun, but I'm not sure they could replace the festival. Kris, can I ask something selfish? On the day of the festival, perhaps if you could purchase some ice cream or something and tell Susie it was from me? I'm not going with her. I'm saying it's from me. Of course. Thank you, Kris. I realized being friends is a responsibility. A responsibility I can't fully complete. The cakes I bake, the cotton candy we eat, it might be yummy, but when you return to the light world, you won't be full. Kris, at least as long as you're there, I can know she won't be lonely or hungry. Thank you, Kris. Hey, are you guys gonna hang around talking all day or what? Let's go. Ooh. This looks like a nightmare to look at. Ah! The key ran away. Where do you think you're where do you think you're going? Get your ass over here. Oh, you son of a bitch. Alright, so where's that one part connected? Oh, it's down here. Box is destroyed. Seems not so especially helpful. Wait, I just broke the door. I guess this is the combination. It's just this whole room. We have to be able to tell what they are. So 1, 2, 2, 5. Yeah. It's a door with parental lock system to prevent the viewing of music videos. Yeah. You entered the numbers knowingly. Damn, who turned on the AC? Where the heck is this? A draft blows and you feel the cold night's presence. Still, this never bothered you. In fact, save. I can look at my recruits. See my slightly different totals from before. So now I'm at 5 out of 25 instead of like 3 or whatever. I think I did one more of optional fight and cleared them all out in Act 1 when I went back and got S rank. This set. There's something strange about it. Wait, look over there, you two. That's a dark fountain thingy. There it is, the dark fountain. Oh, it's literally called that. I forgot if it was called that or not. What the heck is that? A big capsule machine capsule. It's like a giant gotchi ball thing. What's inside it? Lord Frieza. Oh. Toriel? Kris, what the hell's Toriel doing asleep in there? We were so busy with the game, I forgot she'd... Obviously, she'd be part of the Dark World too. Damn, Kris, we have to get to the fountain right now, or... Oh, Toriel. Phew, there you are, still sleeping like a little angel. Haha, who the heck knows what I'd do if you woke up? I'm sorry we gotta do this to you, Tori. You were the last one to really give me a good look back then. But hey, that's show business. Nothing stays big forever. Without a little help, that is. That's why you're gonna be our little trump card. Oh. Oh no. He's corralling us with the power. Yup. With the power of interstitial cards. He's defeated us. Fuck. Alright. I guess so begins round 3.